Hey guys, JJ here, and today I'm going to be discussing some of the extra modes we could see returning to the upcoming Resident Evil 2 Remake and share some of my ideas on how these modes could be expanded on. Keep in mind that I'm happy we're getting the remake, and the ideas I have are more of just a fun discussion rather than asking for more. Alright, with that being said, let's get right into it.
Resident Evil 2.
Remember a time when extra content was unlocked through completing certain objectives to give the player a sense of reward and accomplishment? You know, before you had to pay to win or to obtain content that should already be included with the game? The original Resident Evil 2 packed some extra modes that added that very sense of reward and accomplishment. These modes also kept the player coming back for more and was one of the contributing factors as to why the game was so memorable. With the Resident Evil 2 remake on the way, maybe, it raises the question, will these extra modes be returning to the game, and if so, what may we see? The first thing I would like to see return is the Grim Reaper himself, Hunk, the fourth survivor. This extra mode was time-based, and it featured Hunk as he was battling his way from the sewers up to the helipad in the Raccoon City Police Department. It would be great to see Hunk return, and maybe we could get a little bit of an expansion to this mode. It could be more like the Separate Ways mode from Resident Evil 4. The game wouldn't pick up where Hunk wakes up, but instead start from the beginning. Hunk and his team battle their way through the streets and sewers of Raccoon City to obtain the G-Virus sample. This mode could also be played co-op. Whoa, did he just say he wanted to add co-op to Resident Evil 2? No, when I say co-op, I mean like Resident Evil Outbreak, and not like Resident Evil 6. Outbreak is Resident Evil multiplayer done right in my ultra super humble opinion. This mode could be much more team focused, where you need to work together to complete certain tasks. I should add, I would still like the campaign to remain a single player experience, but it would be fun to experiment a little with these extra modes. Or, you know, Capcom could just keep the fourth survivor exactly the same, and I'd still be happy with that. Speaking of separate ways, many fans would love to see that mode return. You could play as Wong as she works behind the scenes to obtain the G-Virus sample while trying to remain in the shadows and use the least amount of firepower as possible. I could see this mode being much more difficult and stealth-oriented. Players would focus more on diversion and silent kills and be faced with extremely limited ammo. Hunk and Ada could also have their own separate ways storyline in the style of Leon and Claire's A and B campaigns. It would be tricky to do, but if handled properly, it could work out great and offer much more behind-the-scenes story to the lore. I personally would like to keep Ada's story a mystery, and for her character to raise more questions than answers, but I could see a lot of potential in this mode. How can I mention the fourth survivor without mentioning the bland and unsatisfying fifth survivor? That's right, the man, the myth, the tofu survivor. I don't feel like a lot needs to be changed with this mode, as it was created as a joke, and just seeing it return would be good enough for me. Next on the list is Extreme Battle Mode. Extreme Battle is a minigame that was introduced in the DualShock version of Resident Evil 2. It was later implemented to other consoles. In this mode, the player is tasked with surviving a long gauntlet of enemies while using limited supply of ammunition and health supplies. I could see new characters and costumes being added to this mode. It would also be great if each individual character got their own mini-story. One of my all-time favorite characters is Robert Kendo. It would be great to play as this big goofy gun nut leading up to the events of the famous line,
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Who can forget Marvin, the officer that just wanted a party, but then the zombie outbreak hit and ruined everything.
Sorry, but it looks like your party has been canceled.
Throw a party hat on him and we'd be ready to go. Maybe this could finally be our chance to get to play as Elsa Walker. For those of you who don't know who Elsa is, she was originally supposed to be Claire Redfield, but was scrapped along with the original Resident Evil 2 that is now known as Resident Evil 1.5. It would be excellent if she had her own little minigame in Extreme Battle Mode. This would be a great Easter egg for the fans that I'm sure many people would really enjoy. And last but not least, I would love to unlock a playable version of Resident Evil 1.5. Obviously, I love the Resident Evil 2 we got, but as a fan, it would be great to go back and see what Resident Evil 2 could have been. Now I'm just dreaming. But I want to know what you guys think. What are some extra modes you would like to see return to the Resident Evil 2 remake? Have an all-new idea? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe for more Resident Evil 2 news, discussions, giveaways, and the Residents of Evil podcast. Last week, I announced that the Residents of Evil has hit 3,000 subscribers on YouTube, and now it's over 5,000. That is insane, and I am so thankful. Because of this huge milestone, I'll be announcing another giveaway soon, so stay tuned for that. If you want a chance to win, definitely drop a like, leave a comment, and make sure to subscribe. The Residents of Evil now has merch. We got shirts, posters, mugs, and an acrylic block. That's right, you heard me, an acrylic block. Those things look dope as hell on a shelf. If you want to check it out for yourself, I'll leave a link to the Redbubble account down below. It helps support the channel. If you want to follow the Residents of Evil on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, or Instagram, you can do so at Roe Network, ROE Network. I'll leave the links down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back at the Residents of Evil.